Sid Talks. Christ, I even forgot the name of my own show. It was a rough night. Drinking a bit and doing some thinking. Now I always get in my head when it comes to drinking. When I'm sitting there having a few, I start to think about some things. And I remember why I was doing my Sunday show in the first place. I don't know if you guys were around. I mean, shit, most of the people that follow us on Twitch or follow us on Facebook aren't even here on Twitch. So, yeah, you guys have no clue. So I'll just give you guys a quick rundown. Back during the pandemic, it was a little before the pandemic, I was doing a Sunday show. And Andy Sherman called it Sid Day. So we did our Sid Day thing, and that went on for a while. And I decided it was going to be a worshipping with Sid. And it did good. It did well. There was nothing wrong with it. And suddenly the religious groups were done with our page with Sid Jones. And it became less fun because one of the things I got to do is I got to antagonize. I got to piss people off to no end. So rather than continue doing the Sunday show, and especially here on Twitch, for some reason we're recycling viewership. Like it's slowly at an incline, but it's not to where I want it to be. And I figured since my involvement, I mean, look, we got 0 viewers. So I want to get back to writing, focus on that. I want to focus on guesting on other people's podcasts and shows so I can promote my books and make money doing that. As I've always said, and I've never hidden from the fact that numbers and money are my 2 biggest focuses. And since our numbers are down here on Twitch, or at least I can't say down, but not where I want them to be. And I figure since my contributions on Sundays ain't doing fuck all, matter of fact, it's hurting our averages. I thought, whatever. Maybe I'll just can it. I'll can the show. I had a few last night, not drinking a bit. And I started thinking about some new ideas, started thinking about the future. You know, everyone's under this whole 2021 is going to be so much better than 2020, and we get to annihilate 2020, and we got to see the whole thing with John Oliver and shit like that. And I just got bored. You know, I just got sick of it. So I was doing Christ in the beginning of the pandemic. I think we were going like live 4 days a week. I'm pretty sure it was Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, if I'm not mistaken. I was doing a morning show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then, you know, of course, we had the Sunday show. I just thought it's a waste of my goddamn time. It's not really helping anything. It's not benefiting. And if it doesn't benefit, one of the things I fucking hate is busy work. Now, when I was with my former company, that's all I really got was, you know, busy work. That was it, really. And I must say, I was a little disappointed. What is this? I want the group chat up here. Here we go. Comments. Aha! Currently, Cryptolly, you do realize it's lack of promotion. And that's one of the things I want to work on too, because you can only be incestual with your viewership for so long before it dies out. Like, that's one of the things that sucks. And Emily's got a point. It's about lack of promotion. When I was promoting my books and shit like that, I was doing fuck all. And then I started doing my podcast. People were like, oh, you write books? I'm like, yeah, I've only been doing it for 5 fucking years, dude. And I wasn't about to do it with a Sunday show. I wasn't about to sit around and fucking keep doing these live streams at fucking noon, getting up early on a Sunday, where people aren't even fucking home anyways. Like during the pandemic and in the beginning when people are out of work and shit like that, it was fine. It was good. It was whatever. And now there's no need for a Sunday show. There's just no need for it. So maybe I'll pick another time slot. Maybe I'll just add another day over to the asylum. I'll probably most likely end up doing that. So as you guys can see down here, all the things you need to be following and looking at and shit. So please make sure you're doing that. Candy's in the building. Hey, am I your only viewer right now? Probably. And that just proves my point. Like these viewerships that we get, it's so like, it recycles, man. There's nothing new. Like there's no new thoughts that are coming into the chat. That's one of the reasons why I built the network, was because I had a chat that would fucking erupt and ignite, even on my private page. So when I was doing XYZ for the network and helping build this, we lost people along the way. And I don't miss them. I don't miss working with them. I'll say that. It's fucking migraine, a fucking headache. So it's why I'm doing a farewell for my Sunday thing. Be talking a little bit about shit like that. That's kind of why I'm doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say fuck it and share the link, because for some reason on Twitch, you don't get to share the live stream. You have to share the link, which I think is hot garbage. Let Let's see here. Ooh, I have a comment. No offense, but your last view got 278 views, so I hope not too long. 5 years. Let's see. I haven't heard it. Yeah, just typical shit that I find. And people are right. Viewership is down. You can't figure out why. So it's time to get rid of these. Can't say get rid of, but the viewers that are hanging around, the likes and shit like that. You can have 30,000 likes on a page, but if you're not, if it's for some other reason, mainly with these interfaces and with these social media platforms, they tend to like squash that shit down because they want you to pay for boosting, right? So I'm done with it. Like I see no need to do this. I see no need to continue going down this path. I should be putting my focus elsewhere and things that actually make me money. My books are what make me money. So that's important to me. Again, I'm chilling here with a viewer. It says one viewer, but there's two people in the chat. You see what I'm saying? Like it's fucked up shit like that I'm like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this link here and then just go ahead and share it over to my Facebook. And yeah, I mean, this whole move to Twitch, I wasn't digging it in the first place anyway. Join us for the final episode is all I'm going to post. Maybe that'll get people in here. Maybe like, oh, this is Sid's last video. Oh no. Maybe that'll do it. There we go. And I'm not even going to worry about deleting the link. Share to a page. Sid Jones Network. And post. Look, I've also got some other projects I've been working on too. I got Hyped Up Live that I'm going to be working with now. I've got all sorts of shit that it's just not worth it. It's really not. And I'm burned out, honestly. I'm truly and utterly burned out from doing my podcast 3 days a week now. Not a whole lot to be talking about. So that's why we're doing this as a last oorah. Not much of an oorah. More sounds kind of like, something completely different. But this is kind of where I want to be at. I want to go elsewhere and do other things on a Sunday. I've already been invited to be guests on podcasts. There's a lot of podcasts. There's like 8 of them going live right now on Twitch alone that I just saw as soon as I got in here. And then there's people that do the night things on Sundays. Like Sundays is just such a diluted day anyways. And I'm not going to sit here and waste my fucking time. I'm just not going to do it. And it's not worth it to you guys to get up early on a fucking Sunday and watch my show. Like there's some people that are on the morning shift. I understand people have different work hours and what have you, but this is my job and I got to do what's best for my job and I get to set my own hours. So I'm going to start utilizing my abilities to do that. Like when I was live over at the asylum, right? When I was live over at the asylum, we're still like, I was crushing it on viewership. And then my dumbass decided to try and get back involved with the whole Juggalo scene. That way they didn't feel, so far left behind. And then I get more hate from the punk rockers just as much as I do the Juggalos, but at least they tune in. Like the Juggalos kind of thought that, Sid Jones is gone, whatever the fuck, even though I just spent fucking almost an hour and a half last week discussing everything. So it is what it is. And I'm not even heartbroken about it or nothing like that. And you got to remember, I'm not just a podcaster. I'm also a writer. I'm also a promoter. I also work with people behind the scenes. I do business shit, things like that. I do need a new enemy. You're right. I absolutely do need a new enemy. And that's something else too. Like I'm combative. I'm a vicious, vile human being, and I don't even respond to retaliate. Like I need somebody to go head to head with. And there's nobody. Like I've issued how many open challenges? Nobody took it. The only people that took it were people that like me. Like that's not much of an open fucking challenge. So, and with the debates that we do on Tuesdays, I figured we'll just do that. And even though they're fuck all for debates because we always seem to agree on something, I'm just tired and old of it, man. So, like I said, let's see what happens in 2021. I'm kind of excited. We got a court hearing. It's going to be kind of exciting with Rittenhouse. I'm excited to see how that goes. I've been bickering and arguing with those motherfuckers too. So I do miss it, man. I do miss it. I miss fighting that Antifa guy. I miss interviewing cops and shit like that. But like, the world's got to burn for me to do any bit of viewership whatsoever, because that's the only time. It's almost like the philosophy of like, he's not the one that we need right now. Like, we don't need him right now. We just don't need Sid. But when the world starts burning again, the riots start coming up, people immediately tune into what I have to say. And if it's fuck all about music or anything else, nobody gives a rat's ass. And that's the majority of it when it comes to these podcasts and shit like that. But I mean, come on, I got my 6th published book coming out. I've got other shows that I'm working on. I'm doing your weekly top 10s with T Money Green. So you get your weekly top 10 once a week. We're working on that project. The trailer's about to release here in a couple of weeks. And we're going to get fired up and started on all this shit. And I got my own camera guy for it and things like that. Like, I don't need to be doing this on a Sunday on top of everything else. So, I mean, we got, 5 viewers in here? That's what we did last week. We had 5 viewerships, and then about 10 minutes before I end my episode, we go up to 10, and then drops right back down to 5. Like, I'm not going to sit here for an hour for 10 viewers. Like, and I don't understand this with artists. They're like, man, it doesn't matter if there's five kids at my show, or if there's 15 kids at my show, or 100 kids. I'm going to give them the same show. Look, when I'm doing stand-up comedy and nobody's laughing, and I realize it's a fucking dud, I'm not going to make it miserable for me or for them any longer than I have to. I'm going to pull the fucking Band-Aid. Period. End of story, right? We were telling people for months that we were switching over to Twitch. For months, we were telling people this. 2.1 thousand followers on the Sid Jones Network, right? 5 viewers right now. 5. It's going to drop down here shortly. And this is where my issues lie. All right. And this is why I think that doing a Sunday show, it's only going to hurt the network. It's not helping it. It's hurting it. I could be doing much better things with it. I could be trying out new times on different pages. I could be doing work with Team Money Green. I could be writing Dead End Kids, which is a new book I'm working on. I could be reformatting Avenging Roses, which is almost done. It'll be ready for a February release. Like, I got shit to do, man. So me sitting here for an hour on a Sunday afternoon is doing fuck all. Let's be fair. So it is what it is. And then I tried to bait people, but here's the problem. Nobody sits there and watches an hour podcast anymore. They just don't. They'll fast forward through it. The people that don't catch it live aren't going to watch the replay front to back either. For instance, I told Bob Rocks I want my gold belt back. And he said that I was being a hater. Didn't say I was being a hater, but he insinuated. And I told Flash I want my gold belt back. Now I know he wasn't watching, because he never messaged me about my big gold belt. Never told me if he sold it. Never told me if he got rid of it, signed it. Fucking, it's still chilling at his house. I got fuck all from that. So a lot of what I do, it's like I used to do. I had this class, right? If you took 2 pages of notes, you got a participation grade, which meant it went towards your tests and shit like that, right? And so all they would do is look to see if both pages were covered. So I was about a page and a paragraph, right? So I got 1 page full and then a paragraph on the back. See, now we're down to 1 viewer. I told you it was going to go down again. And so I just filled in random shit down at the bottom. I was like, he's going to give me a participation grade. I cannot believe this. And I wrote that on my note taking. And sure as shit, there you have it, man. Like, that's what it was, ultimately. Was nobody really, they just see that you're doing it. They applaud you for doing it. But the lackluster's gone. The attention to everything is gone. The wanting to do anything is gone. So it's not worth it. So yeah, it is what it is. Now, the only reason why I'm even still lingering right now with 1 viewer is because if it spikes back up again, it increases our averages and I can get the fuck off here and be done for my Sundays now. But I'm going to be completely honest. I fucking hate it here on Twitch. No, I fucking hate it. I don't like how it works. I don't like the fact that I can't share it over to other platforms with the live video. It's just the fucking Twitch page. I don't fuck with it, man. I just don't. And we had an interview that was fucking solid. And somebody subscribed to us through Prime, which I thought was great. Somebody followed us, which was excellent. But that was it. Like, it's fucking baby steps. Like, this shit should escalate real fucking quick, and it doesn't. I don't know what Twitch's deal is. I don't know what any of it is. And personally, Again, just not worth it. I'll do my Monday shows and my Tuesday shows, and I'll be done. Fucking done. I can work on my Sundays on other shit. Because like I tell people, I work weekends and I sleep in on Mondays. And that's what I do. And just because I'm not going to be doing podcasts on Sundays anymore doesn't mean that I'm not going to be, not busy. So that doesn't open up the doors for you to just call me whenever. Please don't do that. If it's a weekend, I'm still working. And that's another thing too. Like I was doing this to kind of keep me busy, kind of keep my head in the right headspace and stay on track. And yeah, it just got overwhelming, man. And boring. It got fucking boring. Like if I'm bored of my own show, like the last entertaining thing I think I've ever done for podcasts and shit that I really cracked up at was my pre-uploaded video that I did with Jake. When I was watching it yesterday. I'm like, fucking, that was hilarious. But that's gone now. And if I'm not feeling it, you fuckers ain't going to feel it either. So it's not fair to you or me. And that's why I understand, like, I don't care, there's just 5 people. I mean, if there's 5 people rocking out the front of the stage, then you put on a performance for those motherfuckers. But if you're like, if there's 5 people at my show, I'm like, well, are they by the doors picking their nose, sipping on drinks? Or are they fucking like into the music? Or are they there because they're your boys and shit? And they bought tickets to just support their local artists. What's the motive? All right? Because if I'm sitting there, right, and there's nobody digging my stand-up comedy, there's nobody digging my stand-up Sid Talks or nothing, right? Then yeah, it's kind of fucked. And it's not fair to any of us to even be there. Like, hey, listen, I'm just going to go. All right? And we're going to pretend none of this happened. And people will be like, yeah. And then I walk out the back door. That's what I do. Like, I don't understand what other people want from me, man. I don't get it. Again, we're down to 1 viewer. Like, this is a waste of my fucking time. I'm talking to people that already know me, that have my fucking number. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm not down for this cause. Like, this to me, I could be doing something fucking productive. And I'm not. Like, I don't understand why I'm up on a fucking Tuesday or on a Sunday at noon. And I even started this early just so that way I can watch that clock. That way, the sooner I get started, the sooner I can get the fuck out of here and be done with my Sunday shows. I shared it at least. Yep. Thank you to 2 fucking viewers. Like, and then it averages down to like 3.5 or 3 or whatever. Cause we were at 5 viewers. Now that it's down, technically speaking, by Twitch's terms of agreement, I should have ended it 10 minutes into my show. Like, that's not cool at all. I'd rather be on Facebook where it's like, it doesn't matter. It's the viewership that counts, and it's the amount of people that are watching it and so on. Now it's like, how long are they watching for? This is what you average and shit like that. All right. I'm just done with it. I'm done doing these Sunday shows. I'm about to fucking go back to Facebook and be like, all right, so y'all weren't fucking paying attention. We're over at Twitch, and just start doing my lives from there. I might start doing pop-up lives and shit like that. I went live on Instagram. I get notifications from motherfuckers like Cardi B and shit like that going live on Instagram. I went live on Instagram. It was like 3 or 4 viewers. I'm like, I'm not going to do that shit. And it was the same motherfuckers. Like, if it was somebody different who never met me before, totally cool. I'd have hung around, especially if they were interacting and shit, to sit there and chill and do whatever. And it was the same people that knew me from Facebook. So I fucking ended that broadcast real quick. I'm like, the fuck? Like, because that's what I'm saying. You can't just keep recycling the same people. Like, you just can't do it. It doesn't work that way. When it's your boys that are following your pages, it's like the only fans that you have are your friends that you had growing up. That's not good, because your friends should be out there promoting you and sharing you out and shit like that. They should be exchanging CDs. They should be. I was doing that shit for Magic Ninja Entertainment for fucking free. You think that shit was easy? Like, I was putting my own fucking money into it. I was buying, 8, 10 CDs at a time to just give them away and start promoting and shit. Like, I was a one-man street team when it came to Last American Rock Stars, when it came to artists on M&E and shit like that. Like, that's what I was doing. I was in on their shows, and they didn't fucking even need me, man. I could have been putting that work to myself. I could have been putting that, towards what I want to do, right? So fuck off with it. Like, really. Like, I was sitting here this morning, I'm like, am I going to talk about that ICP single? Well, yeah, no one's going to fucking hear you talking about it anyway. So I'm going to tell you like this, all right? Since nobody's going to watch this anyways, I can just go ahead and say it. when I was sitting there listening to it, I was up, fucking fairly late again, drinking a bit. And I'm like, oh, ICP just dropped a new video. That's kind of dope. So I listened to it. And I'm like, this is fucking trash. This is fucking god awful and terrible. And it sounds like that they're starting to lose interest in making music too. There was no energy. There was no like to it. It definitely sounded like that they were done. And I'm like, oh, I can relate to that. No different than I can relate to Twisted when I left my previous company. Well, if my previous company, I went on and did my shit, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, I kind of empathize with Twisted a little bit. Who writes what's the song's name? I don't even fucking remember. It was like Drum or some shit like that. I'd fucking go look. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Ding Ding Doll. Oh, that was close. You guys want a Jimmy John's commercial? We could do that. Yeah, it sounds like they're fucking bored too. I'm like, yeah, hashtag me too, ICP. Hashtag me too. I'm like, I've got nobody to combat with anymore. It's almost like my purpose here is like almost come to an end. Like now I went from being a podcast, somebody wants to see it. Now they want to see me guest host and they want to see me featured on other podcasts. Like it's almost like nobody wants to see my solo show anymore. So I'm not going to do another solo show on Sundays. Like it is what it is. Got to give the people what they want. I'm sure as fuck not going to give them what they don't want. Now, thank God, we're back up to 3 viewers. So it should average out to about a 2.5 at the moment, if my math is correct. Which means I'm kind of doing my job-ish. Candy writes, most people from council that drop in here, the angrier he gets. Sid, get naked and bring the puppy in. I love your solo show, but I understand. And like I said, it's not for everybody. People like, I like it better when he's with somebody, when he's co-hosting. It's kind of like it would be kind of like a spin-off movie of like for instance, I've been guesting and things like that. I was doing my shows. I was crushing it on some of them. And then some of the things that I wanted to talk about, nobody wanted to hear about, right? Because I could come up here and talk about politics all damn day. No one's going to do fuck all, right? Nobody wants to come up and debate that shit. Like I've reached out to several people and said, you can come and have a debate with me. Right. That's what I told people flat out straight. And then they're telling me about, my low numbers and shit like that. And they're not wrong. They are absolutely not wrong to view that. What's it called? Ding Ding Doll. There. Go ahead and send that out. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, that's about fucking it. Some shit on Rittenhouse, things like that. Yeah. Everybody's first job was McDonald's. Prove me wrong. Actually, that was my first job. No, technically my first job was volunteering. That was technically my first job. I should just turn this into a fucking Q&A and be done with it. Yummy ass jerseys against the Yum flower is not a cool design for a jersey. Just saying. Let's see. Don't be this guy. Okay. That's another favorite that I got. We like to take screenshots and call people out and think we're all edgy and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, if you fucking knew. Yeah, more Rittenhouse shit. I made this bitch fucking famous, so I blew up her fucking post like crazy. These people are saying Rittenhouse is guilty. I'm like, technically it was self-defense, but they didn't also watch the footage, and they're very much against militias and shit like that. See people going with a biased agenda, a cognitive bias. They're going with an agenda and shit like that. Let's see. Let's debate over whether or not my titties are the same size. That might get views. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, what the fuck do we do for viewership? Like, someone's got to do something. I wanted to talk about the Johnny Rotten thing at one point, and I was too little, too late. Like, everything's on a time schedule, and shit like that. This has been getting put off for too damn long. We need to have this discussion. What is this? So from Scotland, Australia, Canada, the States, international. Huh? I don't understand that. Yeah, it's just something from the council. Okay, so I'll tell you something that pisses me off. I'll fucking tell you, and I know I've said this on multiple occasions. I'll tell you something that really fucking irritates me. We got to do something about this. Twiggy Joe, you are guilty as charged when it comes to this. We got to do something about this. What? Like, I'm confused. Like, Bob would do this shit to me. Hey, I need you to talk to this guy. Well, sit down and have a couple of drinks. All right, I'll sit there and have a fucking couple of drinks with the guy. And then what? Oh, you didn't talk to him about XYZ? You didn't tell me to. Like, listen, I love my counsel. Twiggy Joe is a great guy. But, when it comes to, hey, would you, like, I need you to do something or whatever, like, we got to do something with this, that, and the other. Look, we're linked up with the fucking Savage Underground, and that's done fuck all for us. Like, we let our page essentially die on Facebook, which means our reach is dwindling significantly. So the next time we ever decide to go do a live, we might have 8 viewers rather than 80. And another issue is that I require StreamYard because for some reason the interface is too powerful for my laptop. So now I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. I was able to go live just fine through Facebook. And now they're like, oh, well, we made it easier for everybody to go through. No, because now my laptop says broadcast interrupted every time I go live. So now I got to use StreamYard. And Twitch and YouTube and Facebook don't like StreamYard. They really don't. Matter of fact, what they see is like a middleman to broadcast shit. They can't funnel anything out of it because it's an encryption or whatever. So the best that they can do is just sit there and say, oh, it's something happening here. We can't see it on our end, so we're just going to kill the reach on it. And that's what they do. If I went live right now, I went live on Thanksgiving through my phone with the boom mic and all, and I fucking shot up. I started with 8 viewers. Normally, it takes me 20 minutes to get to 8 viewers through StreamYard. So I'm, again, 30 minutes into this rant, still 3 viewers, still wasting my fucking time. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now that I'm at 3 viewers and we've been at that for just a little bit, I'm out of here. Thank you for these beautiful Sundays. Thank you for being a part of all this. Thank you to my counsel for, keeping the numbers up. And I'm done. I'm fucking done on Sundays. No more Sunday shows. I'm actually fucking excited. Call me if anything changes. Call me don't call me today. Call me tomorrow. Let me know when things pop off again. Much love.